Did you just go on an audit, like an audit right now? Is that where it was? Fair enough.
For today?
No, over the weekend. Fair enough. I was gonna say, did you have some time away, or was that like?
That was work.
And I was gonna say, like, because I do you guys have the same busy season as the guys in America? Because I've been following I
see you in the likes.
The Big Four countries. And honestly, the humor is killing me.
It's so funny. So
Atibere.
Yeah.
Oh God, I will cut it to him.
Hey.
Oh, we might not.
It's like Jan to March, isn't it?
For you, is it crazy?
It's like Jan to March still. You're not allowed to take holiday. It's insane, bro.
So you can't have exam during this period as well, then?
Depends.
Crazy. Wouldn't it mad?
It's not advisable though.
Wouldn't it mad to book exam around this?
It's not advisable at all.
But just to explain to you guys in the podcast, basically, so my newfound source of humor is professional services humor. Really, is like and it's showing that yes, I am 27. Do you know what I mean? On TikTok, I follow like the professional humor. Like people making jokes about being accountants. Yeah, but like I don't have all the random dances and stuff. I don't
it's better. It's safer on that side of TikTok.
Yeah, I don't even want to know what other side. I wasn't gonna get TikTok. It's just because you have to stay relevant apparently, and I have to act like I'm actually under 30. True. But one of the pages that I like the most, obviously me being an accountant, but I'm not the type of accountant that they mostly talk about on those things, but I can relate to what they're saying, and it cracks me up.
It's too funny.
It absolutely cracks me up.
It's too funny.
Yeah. So yeah, the stuff we're talking about is probably what you might class as quite nerdy, geeky. That we're saying is funny.
You're in a circle though, so it's different for you, man.
I guess so. It's like, for instance, there'll be versions of it. To be fair, for physios, there'll be version of it for solicitors.
Facts.
Like I think I've stumbled upon like
as in blackout periods you're talking about.
Sorry,
blackout periods. As in,
so there'll be like a meme page
for your
profession.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like my initials, cause like nerdy jokes within your profession.
Yeah.
Like,
the meme.
My personal initials are OA. Which is a thing called osteoarthritis. So you might have heard of arthritis, but the specific types of arthritis, isn't it? Yeah. So my initials is OA. So
and that one is funny.
In my office, you can imagine.
Seriously.
In my workplace, one day they were like, because obviously they call me Lai, not Lai Wala. Yeah. So they were like, so your initials are OA, as in osteoarthritis, and it was hilarious. It went off in it went off.
Adulthood is sad.
That's crazy.
Like honestly,
I'd call HR.
When I deemed it afterwards, even me too, I was like, right, this is what man's laughing.
That's crazy.
I couldn't even believe that I found it funny, but I was like,
adulthood is sad. Adulthood is sad, man.
So now I get you what I'm saying.
I've been doing up. I've just realized after years that people used to say that, do you have a fake laugh at work? And I used to
one too many times.
So yeah, I used to believe I knew I had a fake laugh, but I used to believe like most of my laughing wasn't fake.
You were laughing because you actually found it funny, basically.
Yeah, until recently I realized that there's been a trail of different uncomfortable situations that I feel like in memory I black out when I'm doing it. Like I come outside of myself to laugh because I started
You shouldn't be laughing at
I realized I don't even remember that I laugh at these things. It's become like a weird, or like when I don't want to respond to them, or when I can't actually hear them,
just laugh.
I just do the laugh just so that they go away. And I didn't realize until recently.
It's like code switching, bro.
It's a thing.
Yes,
it's a thing.
Yes. Lord of mercy.
Do you code switch?
Do I code switch?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I thought everyone code switch.
I don't know if I cold switch per se, but I think I toned down. To be fair, maybe it's an aspect of my maybe that's the aspect of cold switching, but I think I toned down my personality.
I'll say code switching manifests in different ways. I'll say my persona at work is very much more gentle.
I see this video. Someone said how he puts on a higher pitched voice. At work.
That's another thing too.
I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's sad still.
Yeah, I don't want it again, guys.
Higher pitched voice, gentle attitude.
I can't believe that.
No, bro.
Man said,
no, because you have to. Because when you think about it.
That's what I was gonna say. Have you seen the thing going around saying that was in Michael Jackson's real voice?
Nah.
Saying that he had like a full-on like nigga voice.
So you done it in the street.
The fact that we both said niggas.
This is gonna go on the TikTok, and then Gio's gonna be like, "Do we say nigga?"
like because there's recordings of him like just being like a brother.
Oh, is it?
Like get them bitches away from me.
No way.
Those kind of statements. And it will be mad. It will be very, very mad. It would have been the greatest con ever if it is confirmed that this whole time to be a likable personality.
He was putting it on.
He was the whole time he was doing that.
It will make sense though. Because when you think of him, you don't think of like, I mean, you associate like a deeper voice and a certain with a certain like an aggressive.
Then again,
there's a correlation there.
Should we be surprised? This man, you know, he did a lot of things to appear a certain way to increase the appeal. So I guess it wouldn't be the biggest shock.
We can't. There's not much we can put past that. So.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah.
Crazy. 30 days into the year, I ain't seen the man, and that's nuts.
You didn't even feel real, like. Maybe
when I said that, I was like, no, that can't be true.
I know, but like,
maybe it's because we saw you right at the end of the year.
And he's got employees now, so he's not. Do you know what I mean?
Bro's getting up in the world. You know what I mean?
Bro does payroll.
Bro does P-A-Y-E.
You does So instead of we can't always have access to the chairman. Instead we dole all our complaints at the intern. Who is such an obnoxious little shit, honestly.
Complaint number 500.
like our customer.
She's the worst person at this job.
Level.
That's the most accurate description. Yeah. I said, "Where's the wallet?" She said,
"A customer service." Customer service is that of like the yardie woman at the planting. Honestly, but you keep coming back because that's the brand that you want. We don't want any ever change the intern to somebody else, we are protesting. But till you do, we're gonna keep complaining.
Keep complaining, and then we'll leave with a smile in our face. I don't know if you know. Did you see that tweet? Yeah, where it's like black people receive good customer service, and they ask the person, "When are you working again?"
Yes, that's your best friend, isn't it? That's a proper thing.
That is a thing.
And it don't.
I be doing that. I don't even realize.
Yeah, but I don't even be doing racism.
You go to your specific place at a specific time.
Yes.
I'm trying to be giving a good example. Like, let's say you're going to work. You commute on the train. Your train station, you know you gotta get your cup of coffee, right? Usually anyone serves you, but then all of a sudden you made this connection with I don't know. Whoever, right?
That is so dangerous. It is so.
We're not even gonna go there. You make a special connection. A special connection.
Those language is mad specific.
You make a special connection with a barista. And then they were like, I put those chocolate flakes. And you're like, oh, thank you, Maggie, thank you. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Head your tip.
Fair enough. Becca is a little shit.
It was so innocent. Word.
People are screaming, I feel love in the stripper. Guy said, I feel love in barista.
That's crazy.
I feel love in barista.
It's one of those places it's a meet cute though, isn't it?
I hear it.
You should have been there 5 minutes earlier. We were slandering you.
Slander. Even Jesus wept. Slandering.
It's a shame. For listeners that don't know, Corey they just walked to the building.
Say hi, Corey.
The intern.
Oh my god, guys.
You're so fake. You're so fake.
You're slandering you.
Slander. What didn't you do?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
No, in fact, what did you do?
What did you do?
What have you done?
This session.
No food. I'm a guest.
Yeah,
you guys are a guest.
And I set up the camera.
So
what's going on today?
The sound was working good as well.
I'm a product of my environment.
What does that mean? She said I learned from the best. So
You need to refer to Soapboxx.
do you need more training?
yeah, I swear. Shout out to Corey, man.
Shout out to Corey, the intern. I love that. You say no, Gbengz. How you been in the new year, bro? Last week we had our official New Year's pod?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Just showing I am.
No, we're up to date. Yeah,
We're up to date.
We're good.
Glory be to God.
But yeah, what you saying, Gbengz? How you this new year, bro?
2023.
Yeah.
So far so good. It's quick though. It's flying.
It's gone quickly.
It's flying.
It's gone.
We're 1/12 of the way there. Jesus
it was one of
Christ.
that. I was trying to like get momentum and that, but like, I'm tired already.
But like, I think you ended last year on a. You've had a busy few years.
6-8 months,
fair.
bro.
Yeah. No, I'm even going back to. Is it from when he's moved here, I don't think it's been back to back for you, hasn't it? Yeah.
It's been
Like on all the things that we know that you do, everything is progressing very, very quickly, and obviously it takes a lot of intentionality and a lot of hard work to be doing what you're doing. So like, yeah, we see you, bro. We see you.
I should call him the chairman.
Yeah, I should probably let him talk instead of talking. So sorry, yeah.
You said it better than me, I think. You said it better than me. Work's going alright, studio's going alright. You right there?
Just no.
When she came in, I just think she just stared at
no
her.
studio etiquette. Just walking in and out, just like the wind.
Is this how you treat the people that come
Yeah,
here?
and I did get water.
There's actually water.
There's water there.
No, I'm playing with you. No, I'm okay.
It's gonna throw.
The agenda gets crazy right now. Beautiful thing. And then sorry, Gbengz.
I don't even know what to say, bro.
So like, cause you were saying that obviously like you've been trying to get momentum this year, but I
yeah,
think
like, you know, like when you start a new year and you think, I need to like smash it. Which is, I feel like New Year's are good for that, innit? It's a fresh start.
you get a new pump.
But like, sometimes it doesn't always translate straight away, innit? You get me? It doesn't always translate straight away, but you just have to keep pushing.
Did you have a lot of things that you wanted to sort of like, you know, leave with the past year and start and sort of like not do in the new year that you've ended up doing? Not calling them resolutions, just
No,
yeah.
as in, okay, you're asking if there's things I wanted to do this year that I said I was gonna do this year that I haven't done.
No, I mean, were there habits that you wanted to drop that you've found yourself doing?
No, not yet.
Okay.
2021 was the year of I'm not doing da 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 da.
Okay.
No, 2022 was the year of I'm not doing that, and that was alright. I didn't really do that this year.
Fair enough.
And I'm worried.
Okay.
Cause like, you know, like when you set a goal of like, okay, there's these things I want to drop, and you're so like careful about them,
Yeah.
And you go throughout the whole year, you think, cool, I did that.
Yeah.
But you don't do the same thing for the year going forward now.
Yeah.
You think, am I gonna revert back to?
What you
Did you get me?
But at least you're thinking about it, because don't you reckon like maybe they've become habits? It's become a habit not to.
As in, I don't.
You don't think it's long enough?
I'm careful to think like that.
Okay.
Things, it's easy to
They
slip
creep
back
up on
into,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to slip back into.
Yeah.
I swear.
That's nice. It's agreed. I agree with you. Yeah. Like, yeah, I do
What
agree.
does the
with
Bible
you.
say? A man should be careful when he thinks he's standing, because that's when he's about to fall, innit?
Crazy.
Yeah.
We are many minutes in and he's dropping bombs. Alright,
As in,
cool.
honestly.
Yeah, we're loving it. We're loving it.
I like that.
It's a pleasure to be
Yeah,
here.
it's been ages. We have not had you. We have not had you.
But you man know how I feel.
Yeah,
You man know
yeah.
how I
We've
feel.
not had you.
Vice versa.
Yeah,
Vice versa. Reciprocated.
you know.
Unofficial unfiltered member. Really and truly. Come on.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. You're on most of our podcasts. So yeah. So if you know,
I love our podcast together, though. I love our even the ones
overdue.
I'm not on, but like we're having some
discussions.
crazy
Yeah,
discussion.
dialogue. Yeah.
I feel like the best discussions I've had in here,
Is it
the
chronological?
man them have been here
What
still.
there?
The man them have been here still. Like the
love
best.
it. Hey, you heard it here first,
On
man.
air,
We're
off
talking.
air, on air, off air.
Is
So
our-
don't be
What? They
caught.
don't always make the air in it, but you see the one up there.
There's been times we'll be here like an hour, 2 hours.
One
Like,
hour.
studies, yeah.
Watching people that are leaving soon is crazy, fam.
motivation is just
All of a
there.
sudden, they're
No
sick every
care in
day.
the world.
What's your experience with that?
You know, it's funny because like it's usually like senior people that act like that, innit?
Yeah.
So like usually they're on you, and all of a sudden they're leaving, and now shit's not getting done no more.
They don't care.
Looking
Because
around
they
like,
have-
"Bruh,
they
it's
have-
like that. And, like, you make it seem like this work is crazy important, and then it's not anymore.
I mean,
Yes.
it's crazy important.
Yeah.
It's just no longer considered. It's not that crazy
exactly.
important anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nuts.
To see that change is crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's refreshing, actually. No, because you're like, oh, so
it's not that deep.
It's not like the world won't implode.
Yeah,
You get?
yeah. So things aren't gonna fall apart if that doesn't get done.
They do fall apart, but as you said, it's not their.
It's not the headache.
Not the prerogative.
Nah,
It's
man.
scary though.
What?
Like, cool. Now I'm kind of junior, but like, let's say 3-4 years. If it doesn't get done, I have to do it.
It's on you, yeah.
Yeah, that's long.
Whoa.
He's deeply saying, I'm not sure I signed up for.
I feel like that's why people leave before they get to like super managerial.
Senior, is it?
That's what, that senior leadership pressure, a lot of people don't want that, you know. Like in no matter what industry you are, like you see it all the time, yeah. like people be like, oh yeah, I've been in this retail job for like 10, 15 plus years. And as a young buck, I'll look at them and I'll be like, why? Like the older and older I get, and like the more that I have responsibility in that certain roles, I see to myself, I think, why would you?
You learn that people aren't suited for certain things.
Yeah.
Because even when I was younger and I was like I'll be 16 to 18, and then you look at a 45-year-old mum that's working the same job, or a 45-year-old dad that's working the same job you are, and when you're interacting with them, clearly you're not dumb.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, why are you? Is it that you're satisfied with where you are or where it is? And often enough, it's just like they can't be bothered. Like they don't want it. Like it's not that they can't get it. It's just that they don't want it. Yeah, the juice exactly. The juice ain't worth the squeeze.
That's the best way to put it. Still,
the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
You couldn't pay me to do.
That's
do
crazy.
That
I've even said, like, if anybody is to try to put me in a managerial role, I'll just start asking the company to start paying for like leadership and manager training for me. Just because, first of all, if you don't ask, you don't get. Second of all, like if the pressure that comes with that, if you've never done anything like it before, it's just going to be like anything that you've not done before. But the thing is, when you're managing people, like you're responsible for so much in terms of like the work that they produce and them as well. Yeah. It is such a massive thing that like, I'm so not shy to be like, if you want to promote me, because I didn't ask for the promotion, to sort of like lead people, pay for the training as well, man. That's
and it's such an uncontrollable thing, because you know what you just said, being like managing people is one thing, innit? Because like, say if I'm to manage somebody, I can give them a step-by-step guide and be like, do points 1 to 10. If you do anything other than points 1 to 10, I know you've messed up. Their work, on the other hand, and being responsible for their work,
it's crazy.
Then like, you can give them as good of a guidance as you want. They're their own person, so like, they could do a little tweak and suddenly, your boss should have done better. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
It hangs on your neck at the end of the day, bro.
Oh, you're right. There's stuff that I've messed up, and it's not me that got it.
It's not my problem.
It's not my problem.
You don't pay me enough for it to be my problem.
Like, honestly, like,
my boss should have picked up the slack, apparently.
Yeah. And I'll just turn around and be like, oh yeah, but this is a good learning experience for me. Yeah.
I showed Martin. I showed Martin, and Martin said it's okay.
He reviewed it last week.
He reviewed it, but I'll remember for next time.
Bro said this is a good learning experience.
I'm out in my objective saying,
next time.
This experience, I'm gonna learn from it in 6 months. My boss is paying for it right now. I'm laughing, but it's pretty.
It's real life.
It's crazy.
It's real life. It's real life.
It's real life. Real life. What?
Man, I'm putting in the objectives.
One of the things I've deeped also is like for like me I always look at how I see some of my managers, and the ones that I would, and there are not a lot of them. I can probably count 2 people that have managed me that I would actually go to war for. And the only reason I'll do those things is because like they care about the person.
Yeah, but do you know, like managerial roles go beyond the scope of just managing their work and doing quality check on that. Managing people goes to the extent of managing their personal life. If like, let me even give an example. If you have an employee and they've fallen incredibly ill, like, or they've fallen incredibly ill, they have to be off for a period of time, or they're spotty. It's kind of like you have to manage that. Like, it's not just about the work; it's about their mental well-being. If you don't give a shit, and you treat your employees like shit, please. When let me never speak to
like,
let me speak to
sick
Crazy.
and I'm coming back to work. You're not asking
how you are. Yeah.
You think I'm gonna care about what happens?
Yeah, you're so right.
I'm gonna care.
Yeah,
but there's handful of
same again.
Yeah, same again. A handful of people like that have gone through my, I say career, but a handful of people that I've gone through employment with, that I'll be like, yeah, like you could call me, like even if we don't even work together, you could call me and ask for X, Y, Z, and you'll get it.
If that security is not there, like I've worked in places where like the organization and the senior directors and stuff, I think they're full of crap, but I would work for my manager. Like I wouldn't work for the company, but I would do what needs to be done for my manager, and that's how she got the best out of me.
Yeah.
Factual.
You reckon you could emulate that if you had someone under you?
So that's why I was saying the thing about training. I will try to, if I see inadequacies, because I feel like, okay, I'm going to use football to do this, right? you see a lot of like football managers. Like, why do certain football managers do well in their first jobs, and why do so many of them don't do well? I mean, at the top level, do so well in the first job. And the only thing that I found that's been consistent whenever I look at their stories is the fact that they were so, like, when they were training, they realized that it was about the people, not about the game, right? Like, that's what all of them says. That's what Mourinho says. That's what people like Pep say. That's what all the successful ones, that's what they say, that it was all about the people, right? And bringing that back to like the question of will I do that? If the minute I realize that, okay, I want a successful team, right, but I'm incapable of sort of having that kind of effect, yeah. I actually think I'm one of the people that will actually go to management and be like, it's either you equip me with the tools to get the best out of these people, or I come out of the position. That's how I see management. I feel like the strain of taking the responsibility of a team without
being ready.
Yeah, or without, like, I think it's such a waste. I don't know how to explain it. I've seen people that have managed me, and I've just thought, we honestly will be getting so much more, like, so much more will be getting done if someone else is the manager, and like, let's just do the work together. Because it's the fact that somebody is good at the actual job does not mean they're good managers. That's a key point, I feel like I will try. The minute I realize I can't do it, if I realize I can't do it, that's one of the things I would be like, nah.
What do you call it? I think one thing, well, from what you just said, it's kind of something that kind of stood out to me, and it's almost me being a hypocrite to an extent. I think training is probably one side of it, or one aspect to it. I think, and if you know me, you know I don't believe in people having an innate whatever. But I think as an individual, I think you have to have the innate knack of people, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think them, like, if you're just trash with people, I want to mean trash with people, that can manifest in different ways. But let's say, for example, you're a manager that prioritizes the company as that entity rather than the individuals that work for it. No amount of training is going to, in a way, unlearn that for you, and then make you think it's going to be like, put your mind in the aspect that, oh, you're going to have to worry about the people. Like, a lot of people do things in different ways, and like, especially in the legal field, it's so, because legal field, the way the legal field works, you charge in hours. Like, we charge for our time, and when you're talking about big corporate firms, obviously the more hours you bill, the more you're able to charge the client. So back in it's improving now, but the history of the legal industry is kind of like solicitors, especially junior or trainees, are kind of seen as figures and numbers, like, and the amount of billable hours you have is attached to that number, and obviously you do your job, etc., and that's what's needed. You need to bill, but a lot of the heads miss the personal aspect to it because they don't have the knack for it. They think about the end number that the firm is going to produce as revenue for the year. And even if they have all the training in the world, how to manage people, they're not going to have that, or I believe they won't be able to obtain that human interaction.
I hear what you're saying, bro.
No, it's interesting.
It's a like that. That whole, I see in a lot of the. It's not. Is it financial? What do you call it? Is it all the financial and consulting and law? It's the same kind of thing with like accounting, with consulting, with you get with investment banking,
investment services.
That's the one for all the professional services. That's what I was looking for.
Investment banking.
Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Because I feel like this is a tangent. Before I make my point.
No, go on.
But I'm saying, was there something else?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Just because I thought this was a tangent. Do you know the other funny side of this is that, like, you know, on the flip side, and obviously this is why great managers, they have a great balance of both, because you know, you made the point that you feel like you need to be good with people, There's also a thing that you can be too good with people. Like, just going to the football analogy, and the best one I can think of is Gareth Southgate, the England manager. He's a great person. Like, honestly, like, stand-up guy, horrible team manager. Like,
do you think so?
Yeah, I think he's awful. The talent that England have at their disposal and how they play and what they've done, he's vastly underachieved, in my opinion, isn't it? Yeah. But I think as an individual, you can see, like, he cares about his players. Like, you know, he invests into them. Like, was it the Euros when the 3 black players, not even to make it about race, but like, you saw the 3 black players took the last penalties and they all missed, unfortunately. But like if they'd taken them, you can imagine it was clear what his intention was. He wanted to make them heroes. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Innit? Like, so I actually think that's just one example. But I think in general, like, he's a stand-up great guy, innit? But as a manager, for what he does, like managing the team, I don't think he's good at that. So like the irony of it, I also think that if the balance isn't even great, like you can still not be the best as well.
What I was gonna say is that I actually disagree with you saying that, like, I think you said for what he has, he's pretty unsuccessful, but he's been the most successful in like a decade. Or over 2 decades. Yeah, even. That's true. I feel like obviously like cool for what all the England managers have had, they've all underachieved. But like he's been the one that's achieved the most. So yeah. So I can hear I hear what you're saying, but exactly that, I don't even I disagree with that phrase. That's just me personally. You know that I'm categorically not an England fan. Like I don't want them to do well. I genuinely don't care.
They are my ops.
Yeah. I genuinely do not care about the England team. But like I think he's done amazingly well actually. So I understand what you mean by that but I wouldn't. I disagree that that's as a good example of saying it's too good with people.
Fair enough. Like, this is going to turn into a football debate.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
But just on that though, so what you said reminds me of a conversation I had with a friend about virtues being your weakness as well.
Okay.
And it's just like that example of Gareth Southgate caring about his players and putting them in a position to do something that could be, if that went well, that would have been amazing. Right?
Yeah.
And that's probably like a good part of his character. But on the flip side of it might have just been he was too focused on trying to do that whole
friendship shit,
that kind of thing. Do you get? Do you get?
Yeah.
So it's like the balance of your virtue, and it's very interesting because a lot of the things that you think make you a good person, push it to the further. Yeah. It's
familiarity breeds disrespect.
What kind
Gbengz,
of
you're cooking with that? You know.
I was gonna say, what kind of virtues do you reckon, bro? What are your virtues, bro? That could be your weaknesses.
My phone.
No, Gbengz, you're cooking with that.
I feel like, okay, cool. Being a friendly person, yeah.
I'm sorry, I try not to do.
Stop. No, that's not where I was going with.
Sorry. No, man,
I can't use the word friendly anymore.
No, I'm not about to say that.
Is that what? Man can't use that word no more.
I was about to say, man, I didn't even heard people calling that in a minute. It's still.
I didn't even say anything, man. I didn't even say anything, man. Sorry, bro, you were saying.
Friendly Gbengz.
That's what you're saying, bro.
I was angry at the time now. He's screaming every day.
That's so funny.
Sorry, bro, as you were saying.
But yeah, like, for example, if somebody was friendly.
Alright, come on, man. Somebody.
You asked for somebody.
Somebody. Taking a piss.
Somebody's son.
Somebody.
Like being friendly, you might. I don't know, man. There's just a way where you might be less likely to involve yourself in conflict that needs to happen. Based on the fact that you want to keep the relationship amicable. And I feel like that's a weakness.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
That's a good point.
I feel like that's a weakness.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the exercise people should do.
I think.
Oh, in terms of like being
examine
able
yourself.
just examine yourself. Okay, I thought you meant that specific example. Oh, but
the conflicts as well.
Yeah, I thought you meant that specific one.
That's one thing I want to work on.
Yeah.
I want to be. I'm so conflict adverse.
Oh, is it?
I'm so conflict adverse. Like I hate it.
No,
and it takes a lot out of me. So I'm trying to.
It's an awkward thing though, isn't it? Like I feel like you know, some people they don't mind conflict by any means.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever walked away from a conflict and be like, oh yeah, I really needed that? Like me personally, whenever I walk away from, do you know what I mean? Whenever I walk away from like verbal conflict, I always walk away from it and I'm just like, oh, I'm still frustrated. Yeah. Like I'd probably still want to argue for another 3 days. Like, no, do you know what I mean? Isn't it? Like, I don't get twisted. I actually think you're right, innit? Like, it's just, do you ever win? Like,
yeah. What's the
goal?
What is winning?
What's the goal?
What's the goal?
We have started. No, but
what's the goal?
What's the goal? Like, are you doing it to just prove a point? Like,
what are we talking in relation to? We're talking specifically in relation to conflict.
Yeah.
Well, 9 times out of 10.
What's the point? Yeah, I guess.
The point is ego. Like 9 times out of 10.
Especially with men.
Yeah, especially with men. Like in most cases, conflict is like unnecessary.
How big is your ego?
My ego,
Just in general. Well, to all the man them.
in relation to like I think
Situations of conflict.
situations of conflict. I'll say I have a small ego. I think I don't like violence in it.
Same.
Because I kept my mouth.
I know you were just meant to continue talking.
Anyways. No, I don't like violence in it. I don't like violence because I think growing up I saw what violence did. So I always, and especially with what I studied and how I've and the things that I chose to learn, I always see, and even anime is a very good, despite always having fights in it, anime is a very good teacher of discipline, but always there's always another way, right? Like the things that you settle by fighting, you're not really settling anything. Yeah, even if you're arguing, if you're having an argument, it's not really an argument. An argument or discussion is not the same thing, because the argument you're shouting, even if you're not shouting, but you're doing whatever for
the
ego.
Clash,
You're clashing for ego. A discussion, you're discussing in order to get to a common understanding.
Resolution.
Yeah. If we're speaking in relation to violence specifically, I always fear that, this is my mom's fault, but I always fear that like I'll be put in a situation and I act violently and that's it, my life's over. Sure, and I mean like I smack someone and then they die, for example, God forbid. But you get what I mean? So it's kind of like I always, like, unless it's a case where violence is that I don't need to.
I wasn't, when I asked the question, I wasn't even talking about like violent situations, by the way, because those are the extremities. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just meant like general like
ego, like
with you, like
day to
even
day.
with your bedrooms, day to day, like I didn't mean because when it gets to that, there's always a way that you can avoid it getting to that.
Okay, speak about arguments and speak about
like day to day, like
let's say uncomfortable conversations.
Like if any of us thought to have an argument, like a serious heated argument, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's also what I meant when I was phrasing the question. Or any of your brethren in general, that it's never going to be a fight thing. You feel me? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna say conflict is more necessary than we think, and like the whole being agreeable is probably like the worst thing ever.
It can be weak still.
It's a what?
It can be weak still.
Yeah. Like I don't. Even though we're from weak, it could be unnecessarily unhealthy to be very agreeable. I think conflict is more necessary. I think the way we conduct ourselves during conflict is probably the issue, especially like, and I can even speak around like the men side of stuff. When you were saying that like it's always due to ego, like I've got to learn that sometimes like that's one of the reasons why your ego is there, because what else will rise when everything else is down. So sometimes your ego is there to sort of like point out what the issue might be if you are looking, if you're blind to what's there. Does that make sense?
No.
So your ego working is not always a bad thing.
I was hoping that we'd disagree with each other.
No.
That's all time say. But because even
oh darling, I have missed this.
Even what he said,
one last thought.
He's encapsulated. Conflict is a necessity. I partially agree with that. Well, I agree with that. Conflict is a necessity, but the way in which conflict manifests, or the conduit for conflict, is what we need to work. Well, I say we need to work on.
No, and I just want to say one thing with he said like, do you ever like have an argument and walk away from it and you're not satisfied, and he said, do you it feels like sometimes you feel like you can go even longer, and sometimes you wish. Did you say sometimes you wish you didn't do it at all?
Yeah,
like. That was not successful.
Yeah, so do you know what
I mean? Like you did.
It wasn't resolved.
It was yeah. Or you might have let some of the situations not. Sometimes conflict cannot be resolved there and then. But you might not have left with any sort of progression with the issue. And the practicality of life is that like the way you resolve conflict all the time will never always be healthy. Like it's probably 50-50, even though you go with intentions for it not to be 50, because there's always the human factor of the other party where you cannot control.
Predict,